What's that mean?
Tiki, they call me the oracle. I'm about to make this historical. These questions you ask me rhetorical. Like, who do I be? You know. I am the queen. I'm supreme. You didn't know?
What do you mean?
Loki, they call me the oracle. I'm about to make this historical. These questions you ask me rhetorical. Like, who do I be? Okay, so before I get into the actual video, wait, peace and blessings or not, you guys, this is your girl, the Philly Brew. I have recorded a whole nother message that's coming after this, but I realized that I forgot to add a few things in here, which is one, there is a moral code that people who practice spirituality, conjuring, root work, and things of that nature, there is a moral code that we follow as far as ethics is concerned, and things that we shouldn't do. One of them is is throwing at someone unnecessarily, and it isn't justified. Now, what is and what isn't justified is up to you, right? And there is no clear-cut rules in that. So you have to be ready and prepared to take whatever get back may come to you when it comes to this here thing. Second, once you decide you want to take an interest in this, in spirituality, whatever path you may go into, just know, like I always told you before, once you start your spiritual walk, it can be a very lonely walk at times, and solitude is your friend. Remember that. And number 3, when you don't know what you're doing and you decide you want to pick up, some things and start fucking around with it, be aware that you could be possibly inviting, with your permission, things into your home. Also, with that, be very mindful that what you put out there will be returned to you. So if you about that life and throwing hexes and this, that, and the other on people, just realize you are opening the door for it to be passed right back to you. Because I spoke about this before. You might start to throw in and this, that, and the other at someone, and you don't know who they have in their corner. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that. That shit could drive any person crazy. I just wanted to put that in there before I start with the video. Well, start with the message I wanted to bring. And a major one is do no harm to others. Knowingly do harm to others. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you don't ever have to do harm to others, but as a rule of thumb, there is a do no harm to others thing going on. And also for myself, I don't know how other people operate, but I won't even do readings on someone I have no permission from them to do readings and things like that on them and on their energy. I personally don't do that. So I just wanted to give you a couple of things to be aware of. No, we don't go around saying what we're going to do to people maliciously. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, real people who's into this and into who's into the craft, the arts, we won't even say nothing about it at all, to be honest. And it's hard to find people who really are about that life, really saying it out front. You know what I mean? That's something we just don't really talk about in on a public platform like that. So just be mindful of that. When you come across someone who's throwing in different things at someone, just be mindful. Because more than likely they only fucking up themselves, because there is morals and ethics to this. Some things shouldn't be done, period. Because morally is wrong. You know what I mean? Like when you binding someone up to be with you, you are manipulating energy and making a person go against their own free will. And that's just something I wanted to bring up. And then we'll get into the rest of my message that I wanted to bring this morning. Again, it's a beautiful day, y'all. Be blessed. Make it great. Ooh. Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings or not. This is your girl, the Philly Bruja. As you can see, I had to pre-record this because every time I try to go live, something happens and I gotta hang up. Like shut the phone down or whatever. So I figured I'd just go ahead and pre-record it and premiere it, and then I can watch the comments and be in the comments with y'all. Hopefully with no distractions this time, because I am finally home. Baby Brujo is home now. We are chilling, maxing, and relaxing. Now, what I've noticed was, oh wait, let me get some water. Now, obviously, I've been in the bushes, y'all. So has Toodles. We've been in the bushes. And the one thing that kind of is annoying me a bit, because you got the whole sectors that mashed up together. So yeah, so like I've been in the bushes, right? And ever since this whole thing has popped off with Madame Bruzier, I call her Madame Bruzier, and Sis. We'll just call her Sis. You know what I mean? I've been watching people just make fun of or drag the fuck out of the spiritual community because of one person's antics. And I just wanted to make this clear. I've been doing this over 25 years. It's part of my own cultural makeup. This is something that's tradition and has been passed down from family member to family member, mostly daughters to mothers. And now I'm going to pass it down to son. But I've been watching people laugh and everything is like the gag. But I also think that that's what caused people to stereotype folks like myself who are in the spiritual community, healing community, the brujas, the brujos, the light workers, even your witches. I get called a witch because bruja in Spanish is witch, but I don't identify as one. I might say it joking around, but I don't identify as one. And the stereotypes of us just basically getting mad or upset and just hexing people and doing things of that nature out of out of feelings, out of emotions. Anyone who's worth their weight and has been practicing for some time, we can tell you straight up, that's not how this works at all. That's not how this works whatsoever. Just because you got in your feelings over someone or someone did something bad to you, you can't just go around using it as a threat, because 9 times out of 10 is not even going to work, because that's not how this works. To be completely honest, choosing this way of life and walking a spiritual journey, it's a loving one. It's a caring one. It's not something that you use to put fear into someone. I mean, shit, we've been dealing with that for years, hundreds of years. They didn't burn people at the stake for that because, of their healing practices. God bless you, baby. God bless the baby. You want this? Want this? Yeah, we've been burned at the stake for being healers, for being wise women, for knowing how to cure some shit with some herbs. You know what I mean? Or being able to manipulate energy. What you're witnessing in that whole other, what community is that? I have no clue. I'm going to call it the insane asylum. I'm going to call it the insane asylum. Just because it's one bad apple who read some books. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe not even read some books. Maybe did some Googling, watched some videos, or what have you. You know what I mean? Throwing people in jars in cow tongues. That really is, that's hoodoo, actually, to be honest. Anybody could do that if you wanted to. It's your intentions behind it. But anyone who is worth their weight when it comes to spirituality, we know 100% what comes around goes around. Nothing that we do, you know what I mean, is not going to be spent back around to us. So if I'm mad and I'm in my feelings, okay, we're going to say hypothetically. If I'm mad and in my feelings and I decide to do shut your mouth, or keep your enemy's mouth closed, something like that. And I did hear this one that was going around with the cow tongue. Yeah, that is one of them, but how it was executed is not how it works. You have to be prepared for the get back, the clap back. And we are all witnessing the clap back. You do a true spell. You do a true spell on all your enemies and your perceived so-called energy. And the only one who get dragged and wringed out to dry is your ass because it got hit. You got clapped back. It's called backfire. You know what I mean? Whatever you do to somebody else, it comes back to you 3 times worse. We believe in the power of 3. That's one thing we got, we can agree on across the board. You know what I mean? Don't think that you could just go out here doing all kinds of simple shit. You know what I mean? And that's it. You feel me? And then you could just walk and go on about your mosey way. No, everything has the power to smack your ass right back. You know what I mean? So as you're digging that grave and putting them tongues in there, hey, another thing, you guys don't put that kind of work in your home. I mean, like bury it or anything in your home. Don't do that. I mean, there's places to do that. So that was wrong. That information is wrong. Burying a whole bunch of stuff that is intended to do harm for someone in your own home is a fucking no, okay? It's a wonder, I mean, with this particular person, what they've been doing, it's a wonder they got any sense at all. Because I'm just sitting back watching like, this is not, no, you shouldn't do that. That's not how it done. My own opinion, it's the wonder this person got any kind of sense at all. Because having all that kind of stuff around you all the time could cause you insanity or worse, possession. This is like I'm just gonna read this really quickly to you guys because I thought this was pretty on point when I did read it a while back. What is the magic? The magic is for most of us are embedded in women. It's in your bloodline. You know what I mean? So when you find someone or people who say they practice ancestor, like honoring ancestors, when they say they practice the mystical arts or healing folks, things of that nature. A lot of times those gifts and things like that are passed down from person to person in families, which I mean that's how it happened in mine. Is in your bloodline. And there's other people who can learn it, but you got to take time. Get down. Get down off of his script. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. I had a fussy little baby on my hands just for a second there. But yes, I am back. See, this is why I can't go live, y'all, or I haven't been going live because, yeah, something is always happening. I get interrupted. But let me just go ahead and get back on topic because I don't want to be too long in explaining this. And also, I just want to make this clear as well. My beliefs, my spirituality, as well as anyone else's, shouldn't have to be defended. Or we got to, speak out in some big, fashion and try to make people understand it. But I do feel it's, my duty to just speak on it because other folks are making it seem like something dark and ugly or even comical. You know what I mean? Or not real or things like that. And I just like, let me just put my 2 cents in here and just, add to how I'm feeling about that. I need water. But a lot of times when you hear people saying that they practice the arts or, things of that nature, what they're talking about is honoring their ancestors through, enchantment, meditation, telepathy. You know what I mean? Talking to our ancestors is like a medium. It helps us to understand things and see things and even get their help from from things that are happening that you can't even see. You know what I mean? It's definitely It's a belief in something that is, as simple as ourselves, believing in, our own power and how we can use it to, manipulate it, mostly for good. I don't sit around or know any people that just get upset and mad with someone and then, just decide to do things to harm that person. That's pretty weird, especially with the get back and the backfire. I mean, shit could go really wrong really fast. You know what I mean? And I will say that in today's culture, it kind of seems like it's trendy now. You know what I mean? It's trendy. But, I wouldn't say jump into this because it's a trend. Definitely don't do that. Being a quote unquote witch to me, which is like a woman in total control of herself, or wise woman for that matter. It's like having a complete awareness of your ability to bring forth creation through your own manifestations and powers. It's it's in two senses. It's just like you have arts and crafts and how you would take time to create them. I feel like creating the art of life is what, someone who practices a healer, a light worker, bruja, brujo, you know, my people of the spiritual arts. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm getting interrupted so much. Stuff keep going on in the house. Um, like you can use those energies and that power to manifest anything you want in your life, anything. And I would totally, certainly hope that you can find something much better to do with your time than hexing people, motherfuckers that you ain't never even seen, who you'll never see, living across the world talking shit on YouTube. Okay. I would certainly hope that you have something else better to do with your time than do that. Because that's just foolishness, right? That is foolishness. Plain and simple foolishness. You could use these powers to bring up, so many powerful things in your life. You could move mountains. You know what I mean? Even the Bible says that in there. All you got to do is have faith of a mustard seed, right? That's all you need. But right now, it's like we're getting a bad rap around here and people are laughing or making fun of, our beliefs. When, let me tell you, manifestation and manifesting and manipulating energy is very real. It is very, very real. But like anything else, that has some backfire too. You have to be prepared for that. You know what I mean? And a lot of times people use the word witchcraft and things like that. I mean, it's just negative. It's just a negative use of it. You know what I mean? That's not something that I really identify with when it comes down to, oh, let me just put this out there. There's a difference between religions like voodoo, Santeria, Palomayambe, and then you have hoodoo and things of that nature. You know what I mean? That doesn't require any kind of religious beliefs or anything like that. Whereas voodoo and Santeria, any one of your Ifa traditions that falls under that category, which is actually, a religion. To be a spiritual person, a person that works with manipulating energy, for the greater good and things of that nature. To be a wise woman is to have like supreme power of understanding of the divine that's within you. Hold on, don't be fussy. Why are you fighting sleep, sir? Why? I know you're sleepy. I know you're sleepy. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold up 1 second. Yeah, like I was saying, it's to harness that energy, the supreme power, understanding the divineness within you and your own ability to bring forth what you want into the physical by focusing on the spiritual side of life. like we all say, as above, so is below. You feel me? So honestly, like, my advice for people who is watching this shit go down, who is totally completely misinformed about, you know, how this works and why this works and why it is done, just know that a lot of that stuff you're seeing is like storybook mysticism, like Harry Potter Google witch shit. This is full of shit, actually, and you can always wind up hurting yourself more. You feel me? So the thing is, you have to stay grounded, do your research, and all those things that come with it, so that way you can make a conscious choice and decision whether if it's not, you know, something you want to look into, you know, as far as being a spiritual person versus, you know, a religious one, or versus someone, you know, who practice hoodoo, who doesn't. And here's a little secret, you know what I mean? I've seen some of these folks altars and all that other crazy shit like that. Listen, the best advice I can give you, put your Harry Potter books to the side, okay? Put them to the side. Put your little cute little Wiccan books and all that other stuff. Put that to the side. You know what I'm saying? The most important thing is to stay grounded. You feel me? Stay grounded. Always know that less is more. Okay? Also, that you are the spell. What you speak into existence is the spell. That's how it works. Now am I saying, oh, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like I'm perfect. Like, oh, Tiffany, you never did anything. Oh, hell yeah. I've had to I had to shut some people up and put them in the freezer. I've been down that road. You know what I mean? But it was always because my family may have been in jeopardy, but it was nothing, you know, surface level bullshit drama. Especially not nothing because of somebody caused on these YouTube streets. No, thank you. No, ma'am. No, sir. Perhaps in the future or whatever, you know, like in a couple of weeks, or if I feel like it. I mean, I'm not sure. You know, I'll get more specific into conjuring, the difference between that, um, root workers. I'll get into that as well, because like I told you, there is people out here who does this for a living. There are also the same people out here who looks really old for their age, because this shit will age you. And then you have other light workers and people like myself who looks really young for their age, because you don't focus on that dark energy. Um, but it's a beautiful thing, you guys. It's a beautiful thing, especially when you are surrounded by a beautiful village of women and men, you know, who practice as well. You know what I mean? And you won't find us sitting around throwing out, you know, curses at somebody because our feelings got hurt. That's stupid. And the kickback could be major. So you got that person running around with 1,000 tongues in their yard some damn where. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Burning 1,000,000 goddamn candles. Don't do that. You might bring your house down. Remember, less is more. Less is definitely more, you guys. Also, word of advice, don't be keeping all them different dolls and what they symbolize all up in your living space, especially not all in the same room. Some things don't belong in the same room together. And most of that, if you're trying to get some good sleep, you don't want that in your bedroom anyway. You have to have a place for all of that. So just keep that in mind. But like my video, you got to go back and look at my old video. Brujas, we don't bind, we boogie. I think it says, I think it's something like that. Brujas, we don't bind, we boogie. When I was talking about people assuming that you're going to put something in their food to bind them up or something like that. I talked about it. I think my husband was in that one too. I think, but that's like videos from last year or whatever. But just keep that in mind. You know, the stuff that you're watching and seeing going down, it's all fuckery. Okay. And people want to laugh and make fun of voodoo. Well, from everything I've heard and seen, that's not voodoo. There's someone playing around and messing around with hoodoo who is probably completely out of their fucking mind by now, because what you're doing is ultimately you are inviting you know, some lower level shit into your life. You are definitely doing that. You feel me? And that's what you don't want to do. So take that shit with a grain of salt. You know, I promise you, like, nobody is nobody who is worth their weight in the craft is running around here doing these little corny miscellaneous uh Google shit, the Google witch shit or the YouTube witch shit. You know what I mean? We're not doing that. And it'll be hard to find someone to even talk about it online, because most of it is an oral tradition. You know what I mean? It hasn't been really written and, you know, passed along too much in the writing, in the written form. You know what I mean? But that's all I wanted to get into. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. We are not running around wild and loose, you know, getting our cow tongues and throwing coffin nails in them. I mean, we could, you know, if the situation may have presented itself. But you definitely don't want to bury that shit on your own homegrown territory. You don't want to do that. And as we all noticing, homegirl did a truth spell, and the truth spell backfired on her ass, and all her truth came out. See how that works? You see how that works right there? All right. You guys have a beautiful day. As always, peace. Oh wait, Toodles will be coming to you at some point this week. I promise. Toodles will be coming to you and dropping some breaking news. Y'all just been dropping so much damn news that it is hard. It has been hard for me to keep up. But that's okay, because we in these bushes. But yeah, stay tuned for Toodles. Toodles will be coming up. And as always, you guys, peace and blessings or not. Hugs and kisses for everyone. Y'all have a good day, okay? Peace.